All right, so here is Unit 6, Student Activity Sheet 5. Here we're talking about how to use the TVM, the financial solver on the Inspire. There's TVM calculators on pretty much anything. You can get them on an app for your phone or whatever. The main idea is that you need to know what to plug in. So we're going to be looking at, like, say, a different situation here. We're not going to worry about this right here, but if you do have questions about this, you can go ahead and still ask. But let's look here. So if I press menu 8-1 on the calculator, when I'm in the calculator page, then I should be able to get to the TVM solver. Now, N, what does N stand for? N is the years times the compounds. The CY and the PY are the same, and they're generally the number of compounds there are in a year. And we can kind of go from there. So if I had something that said, like, it was, like, say, an investment that was 50 years, compounded monthly, I would put 50 times 12 here in the N. You can just press down, it'll automatically calculate it for you. It should come out to 600, but it'll automatically calculate it. Annual interest rate, put that in as a number, or at, without moving the decimal. Payments are 0, FV is future value, PV is present value, 1,012,12. And if you go back up to this spot right here and press enter, then it would calculate and give you a sum. In this case, it would come out to $153,803. That's an 8. Just go with that. And 97 cents. I think that's an 8. I'm pretty sure that's an 8. Anyways, so there we go. So pretty much all these are making sure we know how to fill this in right here. And got to make sure we put those in correctly. Again, so we have to have the number of compounds and stuff like that. Notice here, this one is compounded quarterly for 35 years. So I'm going to put here 35 times quarterly means 4. That means the PY and the CY are 4. Annual interest rate is 6.25%, so I put in 6.25. And I want a future value of an investment of $6,000. So if I put in $6,000 today, how much would I get back? Now notice I'm putting a negative here. Most of the time with the PV and the payment, they're going to be negatives when we're talking about investments because that's money we're giving out. And so we get this amount right here of $52,580 some odd dollars and some odd cents. So there you go. Anyways, so keep that in mind. That's what we're looking at. That's what we're trying to do here, and kind of go from there. So this one would be the same thing. Notice here it's 10,000, 10 years, 3.6, compounded monthly. I would go ahead and pause here just so you can see if you can type it in and then kind of go from there. Again, even if you don't have the calculator, you can do it, download this app on your phone. Okay, so now that you have unpaused it, let's look at the answers. And there you go. So that's what you should be getting. All right, so this is just some more work with that. We don't need to worry about that. Now let's look at this. Oh, this one came out to where we had to find, actually I guess I'll go back over this one. Hold up. Okay. So what happened here was we had an interest rate, we had a PV value, we had payment 0, we had a future value, and then we had the compounds. So we had to go back and find the N. So when we get the N, we get 711, we'll say 712. Okay, well that means then that we should be dividing that by 12 because we need to know the number of years we're talking about. So if I divide 712 by 12, because I've rounded off, then I would get 59.3, so that means about 59 years. Now notice that if you change certain things, like if we added a payment, we would be able to change that just by adding like $125. I think it would lower it down to 10 years instead of 59 years. Anyways, here's some more examples. Practice with that. I'm not going to worry about those, so let's move on. All right. So we have this, and they want us to kind of study, see how different interest rates affect. Another Vanessa's clients, Ronnie, wants to save for retirement. Ronnie believes that he will need $2 million since he's planning to be retired for 20 to 30 years. Excuse me. He can save in investments that have the following parameters. Number of years is 20 to 40. The number of compounding periods annually, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily. The interest rate can be 2.77% to 5.23% or any rate in between. And they want to start with a minimum and kind of work our way up. So what's going on here is take this table, pause my screen, and copy this table like 5 times because we're going to do 5 different things here. Okay, so hopefully you had paused the screen, you had written this 5 times, not being lazy and just copying me because that doesn't help you at all, does it? Anyways, the first one we're going to do is going to be years. So for years, we're going to put 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, or no, 40, sorry, just 40. Okay, what that means is this. Let me go pop over there, boom, 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 boom. Don't get the answers, just do this. So you go to the menu 8.1, and what you're going to do is like in here, you're going to put in, let's say, future value is going to be 2 million. The payment will still be 0. The PY and the CY will be 12. And then we're going to mess with the N. So the I is going to be about 4. And we're going to mess with the N. We're going to find the PV. So we're going to start off with 20 times 12. Change that. Go back after you get that typed in. You get this typed in, you move down here. And then press enter to find the PV. Then go up, change the N to 25 times 12. Go back down, don't press enter until you get back down to the PV, and then press enter to get the new value. And keep doing that until you fill in the whole table. Oops, there we go. All right, so the whole table, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. That would be years. You want to double check your work, answers. The percent change is this one minus this one divided by that upper one. So something like that. Okay? And that's what you do for the percent change. You're going to do this for all of them. For the compounds, the second table is 1, 4, 12, 52, 65. I'm sorry, 365. Copy that down. Pausing for a second. 5, 4, 3, 2. Moving on. Oops. Percentage, 2.77, 3.5. So here you're changing the I. 4, 4.5, 5.23. Boom. Get your answers. And then we're going to do one for where we find the payments. And we're going to get the PV and change the PV. So you got that one. And then we're going to do another one where we get the payments, change the payments, and find the PV. And again, every single one of these you should be filling in this part of the table, which means the answers that you're getting here and here, subtract, divide, and so on and so forth. That's pretty much it for this one. It's a very short, easy lesson, even though it took us like 3 days to go over it. But, you know, there's not much to explain here. It was just a lot of work. Anyways, thank you very much for your time. Hope this helps.